Ooh, we live here. Boys, we've been live for a minute. I didn't even realize. Well, I actually just brought these in from the think tank from last night. And we got us a shell here. You guys want to see what's going on? Who's in here? D, Stuart. What's up, boys? Look at that. You guys always on there. Like I said, this is just our first layer. Look, we still got to trim some of this, which I'm going to explain why we're going to do that real quick. But, oh yeah. We got us some hard door panels, boys. There's the other one. Oops. There's a little bit I could have done up here, but we're going to get that. I can see this was the second one I did, so I can see where I missed a little bit. I still got it, but I didn't 100% saturate it. That's all right. We're going to be able to do that today. So they're all hard. You guys can see. So that's our good news. Let me set you back up here. You guys liking this view? I am. I think it's a little bit better. You know what I mean? I got to stop saying that. Can I have a shout out? H and T and H. What's up? Hey, subscribe. Hit that like button. There's your shout out. How are you? I hope you're having a great, today, Sunday? Sunday. Oh, boy, I slept. And Roog Deka. Welcome to Mini Trucker 88. We're up here in the nice, cold, frigid area of New Hampshire. We're doing part 3, guys. Already part 3. I'm good. I'm glad. Where are you from? We're doing part 3 right now of our door series. And I'm going to bring you guys down, and we're going to pull these away from the panels. Now you're thinking, all right, cool. We're just about there. Let me just lift these up from the panels and we're good to go. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to know why? Even though we still have a shell and it's to the touch, it's hard, it's fiberglass, you know, it's a fiberglass thing. A lot of this, chances are, didn't soak through to the bottom. So therefore, remember we had our little ring stilts that we made to keep the pressure down. If we were just to take this panel and rip it off, all right, who's to say that this is secure enough just being that one layer of resin alone? All right, there's a good chance that it'll come down. So what we're going to do today to get those off and get these off the board so we can flip them over, we have to add another layer of resin to the back. You know what I mean? Because we have this side is good and saturated and cured, but the back, I'm sure, like 100% of it didn't absorb. That's just the way it is. So what we're gonna do today, all right? I'm from Assam, India. Sweet, my Indian people over there watching. How you doing? How you doing? All right, let me try to get that down because we're gonna. Boom. I hope everybody is having a blessed Sunday. All right. This isn't going to be very difficult. As of right now, we can't get to the inside of anything. Let me turn that some more so you guys can see me. You don't need to see all that. Just work with me here. I'm getting here. I'm getting there. All right. That's not bad. Is this good? Maybe right there. There we go. How's this? There it is. Boom. Okay. Now we need access to those stilts. So instead of just ripping it up and having a chance of that glue going and then pulling the rings away from this, we're going to take scissors, a blade, whatnot. All right. we're going to cut these out. Okay. Boom. 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 For right now, I'm just going to take scissors and just kind of get that excess. I'm going to follow, remember that line? I'm just going to go a little bit into it. Ugh. Just cut it away, just on the inside of that line. You'll see why in a second. This is part 3 of the series. Once again, none of part series 2 or part series 3 that you guys are watching right now is not possible without the help of Stuart Holloway, Dave Beckley, Anthony Gordon, D. Hermanson. You guys made it possible for the supplies and stuff. So for that, I'm grateful. I'm going to thank you guys throughout this whole series. Let it be known that this is pretty much because of you guys that we're allowed to be here today. And I love you guys for that. All right, so let's just finish cutting this away. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. I'm just staying in front of that line because that's going to we're going to use that line of that marker again for reference. I'll bring you guys down a little bit closer once I get this other one and show you what we're working with. See, kind of hard to, sure you get a good pair of shears. Once you start doing this, you'll go through shears. I've had these for a while, believe it or not. They're good shears. They're like those the high-end school ones, you know what I mean? All right. Like I said, we don't have to get really close. We're just getting the majority of this out of the way because we do have our 1/2-inch belt sander that once we get some layers on the inside to make sure with our mat to make sure that we can adhere these rings to this skin, that's what we need. I don't need to cut those ones out yet. Let me bring you guys in, show you what this is. Okay. So, sorry about my hand being there, but yeah, that is kind of annoying, isn't it? Let me lift this up some. I'm figuring this stuff out. I'll have better stuff eventually. So, we're still tacked to the rings and to the boards. Okay? Right now, what we want to do is we're actually going to leave these to the rings itself. We don't want to pull those away. All right? So our goal is just kind of knock out the bottom. And if these do come off, that's not the end of the world because they will be coming off in the next step. But our focus isn't to knock the top. We want to kind of keep them, but if 1 or 2 falls, not the end of the world. So we're going to go and kind of tap these and get these out of the way. Okay, because that's what's holding this panel to the board. Jeez, I'm trying, people. This is rough. 10 minutes of just setting this shit up. All right. Is that good? Can you see? Can you see me? All right, that's good enough. Yep, just give them a little taparooski. All right, just kind of might need something a little bit more. I'm just going to kind of give them a because because I don't want to shock them. I do have a micro hamster here somewhere. Where it is your guess is just as good as mine. Aha. I'm actually just going to take a little hammer and just tink right off the bottom. There we go. Just kind of lift it up a little bit. That's all right. You know what? It's actually holding really well. Could use these again, so I ain't gonna toss them. Okay. Disregard what I said about that. See, that's why I only put one little tack on the top and on the bottom, but it's holding. I didn't want them to break the rings, which it isn't, which is good. That one was really stuck. And then this one. Okay, okay. We should be free. We should be free. You guys ready? I'm just gonna lift up this corner. We should be free. Bang. See, we see how nice and light it is, but it's still firm. Let's show you guys the back. We still have some work to do on the back. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. See all the little staples. See, now comes the tedious part of bending all those over. All right. And now our next thing is, if you can see the back here, it's still moist. Remember how I said I like to use the fuzzy part on the inside? The reason why is now we can lather them up on the inside to really make sure that that fiberglass soaks through. Because where's it going to leak out to? We have our shell. If we use more fiberglass, that's only good news. Look at, there's that last thing. Take a look, boys. Look, there's our shell. There's our doors completely right around. Sealed right around. All right, we can trim that stuff off. We're going to want to do that before we fiberglass the outside again. All right, so look at that. As of now, we have a door. All right, boom, baby. Okay, just kind of assessing, seeing where some of the dry spots were, looking at where I stapled, all right here where I stapled. We're going to have to bend those in. We got to trim this because this is where our sweep, remember our sweeps right here? Did I lose the fucking things? No, I couldn't have lost them. Where did I see them last? What are you guys playing a trick on me? What are you guys out there playing a trick on me? Remember how I said these are like, no, I said, they're right here underneath y'all. Our genuine sweep, see? You don't just pull them off. You literally have to, when you take the door panel off, straighten each and every one of those out so it pulls out. When you start breaking those, then it's going to leave a space, and chances of getting moisture and water or whatever kind of liquid substance Mostly fucking rain. I don't know what I mean by liquid substance. I don't know. All right. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to go over and get a real fat head screwdriver, and you can use side cutters for those staplers. Nope, nope, nope. We want those staples there, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, I got a nice big fat staple head. Now what I'm going to do, a staple head, screwdriver. Now what I'm going to do is, I'll show you guys a quick before. You see all the staples sticking out. We want them there. So is all we're going to do is fold them over. All right? Because that's what's holding on our shit right now. That's what's holding on, especially with this. So we're just going to take our screwdriver and fold them right over. We're going to they're pretty easy to fold over. I just take this with my thumb and just kind of, and they go right over. Right here. Not only that, after we fiberglass, when we lay down our mat, using those staples, it'll kind of act like a mini rebar. You know what I mean? Which is more strength. You know, we're not going to cut the metal or aluminum or whatever out of it, just because to me that's a little bit of added strength. And plus it's a good place that's kind of real rough and raised a little bit to where our mat can get in there and you know it's going to hold. So like I said, I'm just taking these and just kind of bending them right down. They're not difficult. They're not going to be in the way of anything because obviously this is the inside of our panel. They're not going to affect anything. But we do want them there. Cutting them out would be kind of senseless right now because if we cut them out and something happens to where there's a greater chance of the fiberglass separating from the panel itself if we were to cut those, because then there's nothing there. It's just kind of like putting a nail. If you have a nail through a board and it's straight, you can take a hammer and it kind of pull it out and it's fine. But if you have if you're trying to pull out a bent nail out of a board with a hammer, it doesn't happen. So therefore it won't separate. I should say there's a less chance of it separating. A greater less chance. You know what I mean, brother? And I don't know if you guys, when I went into the think tank yesterday, I watched a couple minutes of the live after, and I don't know if the quality was there. Well, there's really no quality anyways with any of my videos, but I'm just bending these over. I'm just kind of being cautious right now. I'm kind of jacked up on coffee. Yo, we had some great viewership last night. We had over 1,300 people who watched the live. Not the whole thing, not whatever, but you know what? They at least clicked on, and my average watch time was over 3 minutes. Which, you know, maybe it was 3 minutes of people just sitting there roasting me or something. I don't know. I didn't even really mind those scammer people. What do they call them? Not trolls, but the people who just keep fucking with you. See, this was some of the old fiberglass right here from that first set. We're gonna kind of bend that. See, that's why I stopped on the other ones and really didn't continue any further, because I knew I wasn't going to be happy with them. I knew it. So that's why I stopped. So if you see this kind of breaking, this is actually still kind of hard to get off because it was one layer in the folded over screws like we just did. Okay, let's fold these ones. Like I said, you get the majority of them. Not all of them is going to be, because we're not really going to be playing with these sides very much. Besides just putting our clips in. We know how important clips are. Let's go, Josh House in the house. Hope you guys are feeling better down there in Ohio. All right. I'll bring this up to you guys and show you. If you guys can see this wrong side, you guys can see what I did with the staples. See, you're gonna kind of have two rows, one from the first time that we did, and now this time. Obviously, this time is the inner. All right, so now there's a real slim chance of the fiberglass pulling away from the panel. You know what I mean? We just kind of, we put the nail through the wood, and then we bent it on the other side. Good, I'm glad you guys are feeling better. We're just getting our doors. All right, there, we got this one. Let's set this aside. We bent over the staples, we cut them out. We got them off our stilts, so let's get this board out the way. And food for thought, well, this is still a good board. We can still use this. A couple seconds worth of sanding or something, it's right back to square one. All right, so let's set this over here. Ugh. Beautiful. And listen, I know I was 100% that they're gonna fit and stuff, but regardless how confident I am, there's still always gonna be that like little micro doubt. So once I get these off, we will. I unfortunately, you guys can't go out there because I'm gonna lose service, and then you guys just have to be in here. But I will go out and just make sure everything's fine, which I know they're gonna be. But you just have to double check and make sure. All right, so now let's get this piece out of here. What we just did with that one, we're gonna do with this one. Oh. Boy, for some reason, I went right to sleep last night. I took a shower. I was assed out. Let's get this out of the way. Cool, fool. All right. Let's get this bad boy up. Oh, they got some weight to them. Let me get this. I keep pulling up my damn pants. I'm so uncomfortable. I've gained so much weight. At least I'm pulling them up though, I guess, right? All right, let's do the same thing instead of sitting here talking about my fucking weight. I know it's like kind of early to come on. I'd like to get this done and get a layer of glass on the inside at least. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, I know like spring training for baseball and shit started. You guys all boo-hooed out about no more football. It's kind of weird, Sunday, no football. You guys watch any other sports? If you're just joining, my name is Mini Trucker 88, aka Noise Complaint. I'm the real Blaine Hastings on Facebook. Well, not real. Well, it is real, but it's not like the real. I don't even know if there's like a fake Blaine, so I guess we can just say I'm Blaine. You know, trying to feel important for a minute. down here on a Sunday. It's kind of nice out. It's in the mid 30s up here in New Hampshire. Sun's out. You know, hear all the dripping from the metal roof out on the back porch. It's like letting you know spring's right around the corner, and boy, can't I wait. All right, we're right where we left off. All right, we're just gonna take our hammer method because that seemed to work. Sure does. And this is what I mean about just having a little dab. See how I just had a dab, so when that came, it didn't tear any of the MDF up or anything? Because that shit is, I'm telling you, those little glue sticks are no joke. Okay, where am I? Right there. There we go. So far, so good. We're almost free. We only have, well, 4. Let's get it from this side. Nope. Oh, it's against the plastic. I might have to raise this up a little bit. There it is. I had to break it from the bottom. I must have used just a little too much on the bottom. There we go. Come on. Oh, I sure did. See what I'm talking about? That was the bottom. I must have used a little too much squirt. It took the whole shit with it. But it was on that board. It wasn't part of our ring, so if you don't care, I don't care. And one more. Okay. Well, there's actually a couple more. I didn't even say. There's that one. Come on. We're almost free, guys. I'm just being gentle because I don't want that to, it's not gonna, but I just want to make sure that as I take 1 or 2 of them out that I don't see it kind of drop or anything. You know what I mean? That was a good one. Okay, we should be free. There's one back here though. Boom. Boom. We're free. And here's number 2, the green one. Okay, everything's the same. Sorry for coughing in your ears. Okay. I can feel the staples in my fingers. Hey, D, that's good. Oh, you guys aren't even seeing anything. All right. All right. Same as the other one. Same as the other one. Let me put this down. We're going to show you guys the staples. Or you know that they were the staples. We're just going to bend them over. Same as we did over there. All right. Bending those staples over is going to make it more apt to stick to the panel. So let's start up top here. Just bending them over, banging them down. I have this piece of wood and I'm just barely tapping. Hey, if you guys are new here, hit that thumbs up. This is Mini Trucker 88, noise complaint. We're doing part 3 of a door series. I know yesterday I said we were probably dealing with like a 5-parter, but I want to bring you guys each step of the way. So it's definitely more than 5 parts, I think, coming. I mean, we're gonna, from all the fiberglass, sanding, fiberglass, more sanding, fiberglass, more sanding, to the body filler, and to more sanding. And then when you think you're ready to wrap it, you're like, hey, wait a minute, there's more sanding. Boom, we got Robert Williams in the house. The second loud Williams I know. Thank you for stopping in, brother. Hit that like button. The ones right here in between these, I'm just going to fold them over like this because the head of the hammer can't get in there. But just fold them over. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. Means the world. I can't believe I actually have like more than like, actually I can't believe I have like one person who's actually interested. And if not, I make for a good roast, you know what I mean? Alright. It's actually not that bad down here today. Oh, I got good news. My other jeans made it to the hamper after last night. Actually, they didn't even make the hamper. They made it straight to the other washer, the shit clothes washer. Well, not shit clothes, but well, technically, yeah. Just going around checking. Up top here. You gotta fold some up top. You don't need that anymore. But I really look like I knew what I was doing with that, didn't I? Right in my light. There we go. Let's get this out of here. There we go. This is that one that I like really glued real good on the side so it didn't move afterwards. So. And now you understand why we had that board there, why we made these, and everything else. So, I'm just going to put those blocks. Why not, right? It's materials. You never know. I could need those 3-inch blocks again. Now, let me just think here exactly how I want to approach this next. All right, because there's a couple different things we can do. There's a couple different ways we can do it. So just sit here and stare at me for a minute while I stare at this, and I'm just going to think, but I'm going to try not to really think out loud. I know the next step that we really need to do is we need to resin this inside, all right? So then it'll meet that shell. So we need to resin that, and we also need to take some of our mat and break it apart and connect it to the rings, kind of on the bottom. That we need to do, because then that right there is pretty much bonding our rings to the panel, or the fleece, I should say. So we're in a really good spot here. If I didn't live in like such a bad zone, I would literally go and get like a strap thing and put you guys on me, and you guys could go out there, we could test fit them and stuff. But I know as soon as I like go out towards the back, the service area here stinks, and plus the Wi-Fi. isn't on that much. Or it doesn't reach that far. Even like with a booster. Crazy to think, right? I'm just puffing this down. I just actually got back, so yeah, I was definitely excited this morning. Had breakfast, had coffee and stuff. Oh, excuse me. And then I came downstairs, went out to the think tank, and sure enough, they nice and stiff. I was like, all right, we did something right, right? So, the only reason I'm sitting right now, not only it's easier to think, but over there in the think tank, fiberglassing, it's just short enough to where I kind of have to like lean over just a little bit. And boy, it tweaked my back. I feel it. But we move on. We have doors to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, we definitely need to come in and we need to fiberglass some more. Like, some more. And that's what I'm going to have to go in and do. So I'm saying this is just kind of like a fiberglassing part, and it's hard to bring you guys with me out there. But if anything, look, we just did a 37-minute video on how to remove panels from a stilt, I guess, or stilts from the panel. But I do have to get out there and do that. I'll probably just take down the phone right now, walk you guys around, okay, and show you. And then I'll go out there and I'll do a layer of resin on the inside with a little bit of mat. We'll break it apart and start connecting the rings. I'll show you. We'll fiberglass all this with the resin, all right? And we'll take some of that mat like this after we lay our resin down. And we'll just take some and we'll go all the way around, kind of like this. And we'll start saturating the ring and this. And just for a bond, just for a little bond right now, it'll just stiffen. Since the front's stiffen, this will stiffen up the back. And then just having this stuff on will connect the rings. We'll use this all the way around. We have access all the way around. We can do that. And that's what we're going to do. Look, as you can see, we have access all the way around. And all of them are flush. They're flat. You really can't tell with the shadow, but they're sitting right on. So they're definitely stuck. So before we go on moving them around and chances of these coming loose, they're really not gonna because they are glued together. But we're gonna go back there, mix up a batch and do this and come back, because like I said, I noticed on the video yesterday that it pretty much was all pixelated and shit, if I'm not mistaken. So if I go out there and get this done now, I'm saying I can come back for part 3, part 3, episode 2. You know what I mean? And we'll continue it, because then I'll be able to show you guys what I did. We'll cut out those tweaks. There's just, at this point, there's just fiberglassing to do. You know what I mean? And then we'll go out once we get that fiberglass on right here and make sure that they're connected. We'll bring them out there. We'll just test fit just because you're supposed to. And to make sure that they're fitting. So I guess for now, what do you say? How does 7 p.m. sound tonight? Right here, this channel, and we'll get it done. Well, we won't get it completely done, but we'll be a couple steps further. So we'll be episode 3, part 2. 7 p.m. Can I get a W? Who's going to show up? Oh, Josh Howe's in here. Powerhouse Customs. Holy fuck, I didn't even see you, man. All right, Stuart's down. Dave's down. All right. All right. All right. My sponsors are down, and I guess I have permission. All right. So that's what we're going to do. 7 p.m. tonight. I got to go out there, and I want to get these so they're sturdy. You know what I mean? We don't want to have any accidents. And me doing this isn't going to benefit our end goal right now of you guys just sitting there watching me fucking lay down fiberglass. And plus, the reception is going to be shit. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, 6 p.m. Central Standard. Yes, Stuart. That's right. You're an hour behind. Well, you're not behind. Maybe you just you know what I mean. All right. So until then, I love you guys. I love you guys. And 7 p.m. right here, I'll be going live for part 3, episode 2. All right. So I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna go out in fiberglass. And Wednesday show is going to be good. All right, D, I'll see you later. Everybody out there who's watching, I love you guys. So until then, I'll see you guys after.